Our News is brought to you by Airline.
Tonight on Our News, Atlantis Resort is fully booked as COVID concerns are growing. The tourism minister says the Bahamas is leading the rebound of tourism in the region during the pandemic. Some people seeking COVID booster shots will have to wait a little longer. Plus, police don't want you to get scammed this holiday season. What you need to know. Welcome to Our News and thanks for joining us. I'm Christina Dragovich. Topping news tonight, Atlantis finishing 2021 on a strong note, fully booked going into 2022. However, the resort's president is making a plea for more people to get vaccinated as the Omicron COVID-19 variant spreads and has health officials on alert. She speaks with Kyle Joaquin.
With Atlantis fully booked for the end of the year, things are looking up for the resort. But there is one major concern as we head into the new year: a new COVID-19 variant and the rapid spread happening around the world.
We started probably about a week and a half ago at full house and expect to be full house all the way through the holiday period and through New Year's.
2021 is ending far better than it got started for Atlantis, with the resort fully booked, according to Atlantis President Audrey Oswald.
Bookings are looking really solid for the first quarter of next year.
But she says eyes are on what's happening around the world and the rapid spread of the Omicron COVID-19 variant. Some countries have already began tightening restrictions and many events are now in question. Tourism took a hit during the first 3 waves of COVID here in the Bahamas. But with fears of a potential fourth wave, Oswald says she hopes more people at least get vaccinated.
There's always a concern. It's the unknown, and certainly there are some people that have not been vaccinated yet. Not only in our workforce, we have the majority of our workforce is now fully vaccinated and starting to receive booster shots. But there's people in the community, as you well know, that have not been vaccinated yet, and they become even more contagious and spread the virus.
Chief Medical Advisor to the U.S. President Dr. Anthony Fauci has said that the U.S. will likely see a harder winter as a result of the Omicron variant, which the U.S. Centers for Disease and Control predicts will become the dominant strain in a matter of weeks. So far, Oswald said the new variant has not caused people to cancel their trip just yet.
In spite of the fact that there's a little bit of a surge in the U.S. right now, we're hoping that we're not seeing a lot of cancellations. We're still seeing bookings, so we're hoping that the business is going to hold. We're thrilled to say that we've had a lot of campaigns to get our team members vaccinated, and the numbers are rising every day, so we're strong in vaccinations.
COVID cases increased substantially over the weekend in what some worry might be the start of another wave. After weeks of low numbers, 117 new cases were recorded from Thursday to Saturday alone. Infectious diseases expert Dr. Nakia Forbes has said the increase in cases, especially on Grand Bahama, is a worrying sign, as past experience shows that an uptick there usually indicates the start of another surge. Oswald once again encouraging more Bahamians to get vaccinated.
Tourists are skeptical. They're starting to call and ask questions. Everybody's worried for obvious reasons, and we need everybody to get vaccinated.
For Our News, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
Tourism officials keeping a close eye on the Omicron variant as it has now been detected in 90 countries. Berthany McDermott reports.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism Chester Cooper says once the Bahamas is able to manage the potential impact of the Omicron COVID-19 variant, then it's full steam ahead for tourism. Cooper is confident in the current protocols.
I suspect it's a matter of time before we have the new variant here. That's just the reality and the nature of what we face. We're going to manage it as we've done over the course of the last several months. And we believe our protocols are well in line with international best practice.
His comments come as the Bahamas has seen increased bookings for the coming months. Cooper says the Bahamas is still leading the tourism rebound for the region.
We saw very strong bookings over the next several weeks. This is actual booking numbers. These aren't forecasts. Forwardkeys.com. You can check it out, and it will show that the Bahamas is leading the rebound in the Caribbean. We are only 3%, I believe, behind where we were in 2019. The Caribbean is 15%. We are 3% trending up to the end of November. moving into January, February, March.
The Omicron variant has been detected in about 89 countries so far since its discovery on November 24th. At this time, experts say the variant is more transmissible than other variants.
Any possible increase in the number of instances of COVID cases would be a concern for us. Firstly, it's a concern for public health, the health and safety of our citizens. That's our number one priority. And then we want to balance tourism and the public health concern for the betterment of our economy and the quality of life of our people.
Bahamians are advised to stay away from large crowds and to follow safety protocols, but the Deputy Prime Minister explains those protocols will be adjusted if necessary.
If we need to make some adjustments, we'll do so. We got rid of the competent authority as we promised we would do, but we have a good set of health and safety rules that we can adjust very quickly should the need arise.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Berthany McDermott.
Well, individuals who received 2 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine outside of the Bahamas will have to wait a little longer before they can receive a booster shot in the Bahamas. Our news understands that some people seeking a booster shot were turned away from vaccination sites on Exuma and New Providence despite having an appointment because of a software issue. Ed Fields of the National COVID-19 Vaccine Consultative Committee tells Our News the software is being developed for that possibility. However, he was not able to say when the issue will be resolved. It's an issue that will affect 5,500 Bahamians and residents who registered through the vax.gov.bs website, indicating that they received their vaccine abroad. This comes as a former health minister and the Pan American Health Organization have warned that another surge is still possible with low vaccination rates in the country. Just over 150,000 people in the Bahamas have been fully vaccinated, including those who received 1 dose of the Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine. The committee is aiming to vaccinate 200,000 people by the end of the year. In other news, with the economy bouncing back, stores are finding themselves fuller than ever as shoppers rush to complete their holiday shopping. But with the holiday sales in full swing, so are scammers. Jasmine Brown reports.
Counterfeit checks, money, and cards are among some of the chief concerns being expressed by police in the days leading up to Christmas. With less than a week before thousands of residents unwrap Christmas gifts, head of the Financial Crimes Investigations Branch, Chief Superintendent Matthew Edgecombe, says police are noticing some disturbing trends. He's warning everyone to look out for the triple C's: counterfeit credit and debit cards, counterfeit checks, and counterfeit cash.
This is Utah season and everybody's about shopping, and sometimes we let our guards down, but we just want to send out advice to the public to don't let your guards down. We have some criminals out there who are looking for this opportunity to scam you.
Chief Superintendent Edgecombe says that's when scammers are ready to pounce. He says one of the biggest holiday scams has been an uptick in the use of counterfeit money to purchase goods at stores across the island.
They have already forged the new $100 note.
In 2020, more than $30,000 in counterfeit cash was confiscated by police. $22,000 worth of those counterfeit bills were in Bahamian currency, while just over $10,300 of those bills were American. Edgecombe is also warning Abaco businesses to remain alert as scores of counterfeit $100 bills are popping up in their communities. Now, when it comes to fake credit and debit cards, the Financial Crimes Investigator says advances in technology has helped scammers get craftier with stealing people's banking information.
Back in the day, it's just called a scammer. You know how big this is? But it's so big now, so people become, hard to use secretly. So now there's a new one they have. See how tiny is this? Very tiny. That can fit in the palm of your hand. So the persons who doing it, they can just turn away from 2 minutes, and this chargement is a gold card. So once they put it through, it takes two seconds.
Edgecombe says that card information is then loaded onto a dummy credit card, and the scammers go on to make thousands of dollars worth of purchases.
One time ago, we had a lot of foreigners coming here as tourists doing it. And they must catch on to it now, and we have a lot of people doing it now. We have an idea who they are. We put them before the courts, and they get bail, and they don't stop. They do the same thing over and over.
Reporting for our News, I'm Jasmine Brown.
Clear skies outside the R News studios. Greg Thompson is in the Weather Center with the latest.
Thanks, Christine, and welcome everybody for your first look at weather, brought to you tonight by Ports International, trusted medical supply for a better quality of life. Outside our studios, a warm evening, temperatures in the mid-70s, but that feels like temperature in the low 80s, very humid out there. Few clouds, your winds are light, and it will continue to be a very nice evening as the clouds clear out. Satellite view at frontal boundary across the extreme northwest Bahamas. A weak one is going to be sliding out towards the east. A couple of isolated showers we had earlier today, even a few thunderstorms, but we're watching a big area of low pressure in the Gulf of Mexico that's going to be dragging some weather across us by tomorrow. That's your first look at weather. Your extended forecast is still to come.
Still to come on our news, a new Bahamas air hub set for 2023. But first, a man shot and killed in his neighborhood Sunday night. That's coming up when our news returns.
Get that glorious internet connection back in business within seconds with the new self-help modem reset. Just follow these very easy steps. Step 1, call 601-2200 or 242-300-2200. Number 2, select option 3. Step 3, select option 2. Step 4, enter your 8-digit account number. Step 5, follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Rev, you and us together.
Police are following leads and using CCTV to track down the suspect or suspects responsible for the shooting death of a man outside his neighbor's home Sunday night. Police press officer ASP Audley Peters says sometime after 10 p.m., officers were called to the parking lot of an East Avenue apartment building where they met a man unresponsive with gunshot wounds about the body. The victim, who appeared to be in his mid-30s, was pronounced dead at the scene.
They found an adult male lying in a parking lot of an apartment complex with several wounds consistent with gunshot about his body. No one has been arrested at this time, however, we're canvassing the area and we have information that is leading us in a specific direction.
Are there any CCTV cameras in this area?
There are cameras in the area and the technology will assist us to put the pieces together.
In other news, the national flag carrier can expect some structural changes, according to Minister Responsible Chester Cooper, as he says he's seeking to reduce the bleed from the national airline. He says the plan is to make Exuma the hub for the southern Bahamas, allowing the airline to focus on more profitable routes.
We believe once Exuma becomes a hub, we will be able to drive commuter traffic from here to the rest of the southern central Bahamas. That will allow Bahamas Air to shave maybe some of its unprofitable routes and bring more traffic in from some of the American routes in Florida and elsewhere to really help its bottom line.
Cooper says making Exuma a hub for the southern islands is already in the works. He's hoping to roll out Phase 1 in 2023.
We want Phase 1 to coincide with the opening of our new airport here. So March 2023 is the date for the opening of the new terminal. We're sending a signal to all of our partners that June 2023 is the date when we want the first phase of Exuma as a hub to happen.
When our news comes back from the break, a major resort celebrates more than 300 employees. Plus, what the tourism minister says Exuma really needs. The details when our news returns.
Get that glorious internet connection back in business within seconds with the new self-help modem reset. Just follow these very easy steps. Step 1, call 601-2200 or 242-300-2200. Number 2, select option 3. Step 3, select option 2. Step 4, enter your 8-digit account number. Step 5, follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Rev, you and us together. This
is our news. Welcome back. Through a partnership with Air Canada Vacations, Air Canada resumed direct weekly flights from Toronto to Georgetown on Sunday. Canada eased COVID-19 restrictions this summer after a long period of closed borders.
This is a great day for Exuma. It's an exciting time for us as we welcome Air Canada back to Exuma. There have been some changes, especially since the COVID restrictions hit Canadian travel, but we're delighted to be welcoming 170 new visitors to our shores.
Passengers arrived in grand style with a Junkanoo rush out greeted by tourism officials. However, Chester Cooper says the island is facing an issue.
Someone asked me earlier about more airlift. The airlift will come once we get more hotel rooms in Exuma. Let me go further. We need more housing for new growth and current residents in Exuma.
Exuma Chamber of Commerce President Teddy Clark says Exuma makes up 19% of overall Family Island stopover visitors at around $148 million.
Canada accounts for a high 20% of Exuma visitors, so we are conservatively looking at a minimum Canadian contribution of some $29 million in the Exuma community.
Still to come, Atlantis celebrates long-serving employees. Stay with us.
Get that glorious internet connection back in business within seconds with the new self-help modem reset. Just follow these very easy steps. Step 1, call 601-2200 or 242-300-2200. Number 2, select option 3. Step 3, select option 2. Step 4, enter your 8-digit account number. Step 5, follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Rev, you and us together.
Welcome back to our news. Some clouds move into the area. Greg is back in the Weather Center.
Thanks again, Christina, and welcome back, everybody, for your second look at weather. We are watching a low-pressure system in the Gulf of Mexico that's generating quite a bit of weather with it. We expect that system to be moving across Florida. That will in turn drag a frontal boundary across the Bahamas by tomorrow evening into Wednesday, so we're looking for some increasing showers and thunderstorms with that system. And as that low moves across us, our winds will be picking up across the northwest Bahamas. They will get up to about cautionary level. Could possibly see some advisory conditions across the extreme northwest Bahamas. But that will all transition towards the east, and by Thursday, we're expecting a cool down as the Christmas season approaches us. Boating forecast for the northwest Bahamas through tonight and into tomorrow. Your winds will start off southerly at about 10 to 15 knots, but by tomorrow they will swing out to the south to southwest, increasing in speed 15 to 20 knots. Seas building 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. Your low tide will be expected at 8:38 tonight. For the central and southeast Bahamas, your winds will be southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots. Seas running 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. Here's a look now at your national forecast. A look now at your extended forecast through Monday. Expecting a slight cool down by Thursday. Do enjoy it. Back to you, Christina.
Thanks, Greg. Well, Atlantis celebrating 308 long-standing employees today. Workers who have been with the resort for 20, 30, and even 40 years were honored for their dedication to the team. Ruth Neely has been with the resort for 41 years.
I've touched many people because with training and all the other departments I was able to manage, I was able to touch a lot of persons. I met my husband here in 1977, and when I came back in 80, we got married in 81. My children are now here. My son is a conference service manager. My other son is in food and beverage. My daughter's in HR.
40 years feel like yesterday. It's a pleasure to work for a company for that long because with me, I think that I'm an asset to this company. I helped to build this company.
Eric Hall, who is celebrating 20 years, says working for Atlantis was a lifelong goal.
It was a dream come true for me. When I was in university, I had a big poster of Atlantis as it was being built on my dorm room wall, and I thought about it every day. I said, that's where I want to work. And I graduated from university, came home, applied, and by February I got the opportunity to join the public relations team, and it's been a whirlwind journey ever since.
The honorees were treated to a good time during the ceremony this morning. Atlantis President Audrey Oswald says it was important for the resort to show appreciation for its loyal team members.
Some of the people receiving honors today speak, and one of them said it so well. You know, when you start out, think big, think beyond your capability, and don't think of this as a job, think of it as a career.
Congratulations. Well, thank you for joining us for our news tonight. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Christina Dragovich. We'll see you right back here tomorrow night. Have a beautiful evening, Bahamas.